It's me, Richard. And then right next to me is a very disappointed Jacqueline. Say hello.
Hello.
Cool. And there is a John. Say hi, John.
Hi, John. That's a
And now, yeah, boy. And now the great entertainer. His name is JT.
That's very close to my voice. I'm very impressed. And hello, I'm JT.
It sounded like Richard started a motor or something. It's like, and there, and now it's time.
Richard was channeling his Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Now imagine having to listen to that voice all the time.
Imagine
isn't it
living
great?
with that
All
voice.
the time.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
So,
No one wants to. I mean, are you telling me people don't like to hear nails on a
I
chalkboard?
mean, you know.
I hate you.
So, we all had a crazy idea of just recording a podcast episode because, you know, we just.
Yes.
Well,
Because we're
I
weird.
shouldn't take all the credit.
And
Really, this was
it's not like-
JT's idea. Well, you know, we talked about this idea,
Well,
but JT
it was
the catalyst.
all of our idea.
Yeah.
It was everybody's idea. Or no one goes home. Wait, no, that's not home.
We're being held
It's
at
everybody's
gunpoint.
idea.
Please send help. No, I'm kidding.
No, no one has any guns on anybody. However, there might be an explosion device under someone's table if they interrupt again. Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
So we had an idea today. An idea for a topic.
No. Sorry. Go.
Okay, anyway, so we had an idea today. An idea for a topic by
Yes.
Miss Jax.
Yes.
And
She had an idea.
would you like to explain?
Yes, explain your idea.
Which one were we going with again?
I think
Yeah,
we wanted to
yeah,
do the
yeah.
Arnold. I thought we were going to do the
right.
Arnold one, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to be subtle.
Okay, so basically, these guys were all like, but I don't know what we can talk about. And then I just tossed out, oh,
Is that supposed to
yeah,
be me?
we can, no.
Is that John?
You would be more like, I don't know what I want to talk about. I'm going to spend an hour telling you how I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
God, it's like uncanny. There's like two
What's
Richards.
your point?
Man, which one's which?
There's two dicks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have-
And no one needs two dicks.
Which Rich is
So-
is which? Anyway, sorry.
Speak for yourself.
But
Anyway.
I'm sorry. We interrupted with my stupidity of dickness.
Anyways, basically, I tossed out the idea, hey, why don't we talk about our favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies?
Yeah. Everybody likes Arnold. I mean, you know, he's a universal.
Yeah, except for Los Angeles probably doesn't like him very much. But other than that, everybody likes him.
Because he was the governor for some odd years.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yes. I'm being funny. They might actually. I don't know if that's true.
They may like him for all.
I mean, who likes? Does anybody like a politician? Anybody like politicians? I don't know. We're not talking about that. Moving on. No politics.
No politics. Yeah. I mean, even though he is a politician, it's true. We're mostly sticking to his acting career because he has a long array of acting and just hilarity.
If you guys don't know that by now, though, that Arnold Schwarzenegger is in thousands of action movies, I think you guys need to come out of the rock you've been living under.
True.
Or
you're extremely young.
Or you're 18.
And in which case, it's like, well, I mean, you know, that's YouTube for you.
Well,
We also value your existence as
Yes, we do.
as people who listen to this podcast.
Yes.
By the way, we're not just telling you to go fuck off because you don't know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is. But
I mean, I am. I'm clearly doing it. No,
It's
I'm
a battle between
If
the
you
podcasts.
don't, then you have some 80s and 90s music. You have some 80s and 90s movies to watch.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yay.
Even if you've never seen these, I mean, at least you'll have recommendations, you know, from this channel.
I promise we'll get to the topic eventually.
Well, I think Jax should kick this off. I almost said cut us
she
off
should start.
because
I
she
agree.
probably should do that too. But Jax, I think, should kick this off with her favorite Arnold movie because
Yes, what are your favorites?
Oh, perfect. I can be a troll.
Yes. Bring it. Let's hear.
Everybody loves heartwarming Christmas stories, don't they?
Oh, of course.
I am
Sure.
referring to Jingle All the Way.
You know, I actually saw that recently, and it's
I haven't seen that actually. I'm gonna look it up right quick, just so I got something to talk about.
basically it's so back in the day. I don't even know if this is even a thing anymore. Well, I don't know, Jax. I'm stealing your thunder here. Would you care to explain the plot of the movie?
Okay, so basically, Arnold plays a divorcee.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's married.
Oh, okay. So they're married, but like their relationship's on the
Marital
rocks.
problems, yes.
Well, no, he's just a workaholic and she's pissed at him.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Okay, so basically, his kid really, really wants the
Turbo Mando!
yes. Maybe you should explain this since
No,
you
go
seem
ahead.
to remember it
Go
so
ahead.
well.
Go ahead. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Turbo Mans, yes.
You
I remember
Yeah, I'm good.
there's a whole segment even at the beginning of Turbo Man, from what I remember.
Yes, and so basically the whole movie is him trying to track down this action figure, and everybody is sold out.
Mhm.
I'm not a pervert. I'm just looking for a Turbo Mando.
It's what
I'm not a pervert.
I feel like it's a movie
not a
that's
tumor.
very much part of its era, because I mean, does that was what I was going to ask a second ago, is like, does this even happen anymore, where like kids want a certain toy and parents have to go to every store and try to find one? Because I feel like now with the internet you can find almost anything anywhere.
It's probably more of a Disney Hallmark kind of thing now than it is on channels people watch.
Yeah.
Well, we watch Disney. I'm sorry, of course, but Disney's very much on the going back and reliving the old times.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Well, my trolling your troll, was that actually your favorite Arnold movie?
No,
What's your actual favorite Arnold movie?
Terminator.
Oh well, yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Wait,
Good
which
choice,
one?
yeah.
First one.
The first one's good, honestly. I mean, second one's all
Yeah.
Wait,
splashy with special effects, but the first one's really good.
hold on. Are you talking about the one with the kid with the crazy hairdo and he has to protect John Connor?
That's number 2.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. I'm just.
Are you seriously gatekeeping me right
I'm
now?
not gay. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm gonna shut up. Shut up.
Bill Paxton. That was the name I was trying to think of. Is that? I thought you were talking about that, because there's that scene in the very beginning with Bill Paxton. He has like a really spiky haircut, and he pulls out.
Actually, Bill Paxton is in it. Yes.
And he pulls out a knife,
And-
and yeah,
and he gets a fist.
and he gets a fist to his
Spoiler
chest.
alert. It's actually really funny because Bill Paxton gets killed by an alien,
Terminator and a Predator.
and a predator. So,
Like all three.
and are there any other favorites?
Well,
Real favorites.
So
go ahead.
maybe I want to be a troll again.
Well,
Fine.
there are so many of these movies.
Is it Junior?
Well, you read my mind.
Because that is a fantastic story of a man who
Gets pregnant.
pregnant, y'all.
That one I actually
Who else?
haven't seen. I have not seen Junior at all.
You need to watch it now, and I mean by like now. So do it while we're talking.
Okay, be right back. I'm just gonna go ahead and start watching.
You want to tell people what Junior's about?
It's great.
It's about a guy, and as a science experiment, he is artificially inseminated, and he gets pregnant.
And hijinks ensue. Plus,
Is it
David,
is it explained like how he gets pregnant, like without ovaries?
Not
I mean,
Well,
it does
I
actually.
mean-
It does, but it's like science.
It's been years, but I think it was something weird. Like it was in his like a segmented part of his intestines or something.
Yeah.
Really weird that made no sense.
It was
Gotcha.
it was Hollywood science back then. You know, when Hollywood would give you the science words, like they would say words and it would sound scientific and
Doctor, give me the techno laser.
yeah. What's your actual second Arnold favorite? Or do you just have the Terminator?
Predator.
Oh,
Predator's good.
Is this? I have no time to bleed.
I mean, that's
not
just
him
like a
saying it, but I like
classic,
that.
you know. I mean, it's just
Stick around.
Yeah.
it is quintessential Schwarzenegger. Besides Terminator, I think. I'm scrolling.
I'm right here.
I'm scrolling through his Wikipedia page while we're talking.
I'm right
about this.
here. We gotta get to the chopper.
But I mean, but Jax though. I mean, like commentary though, as far as like what makes these your favorites? Like you know, like why would you say Terminator and Predator are your absolute favorite Schwarzenegger movies?
Well, I kind of grew up more with those than with the other ones. Because I think a lot of the other Arnold classics were a little before my time.
Just a tad.
Yeah. So, you know, those are the ones that I knew the best growing up.
Yeah.
Which I showed her, and she totally loved them. And by
Sure,
love them,
we'll say
I mean
that.
by not watching it at all and judging me the whole time.
That makes sense though. I mean, that's basically the same with me as far, well, at least as far as growing up with Predator. Like, I was like 10 when I saw it on TV, and so I grew up with that. And then I grew up with Terminator 2, but then I eventually saw Terminator 1. So, yeah. That's where I landed with that. But anyway.
Funny enough, I wasn't allowed to watch Predator. I wasn't allowed to watch Predator growing up. But I was allowed to watch Terminator 2.
I mean, they're both fairly violent. I mean, I guess...
They are, but one has blood, a lot more blood.
That's fair.
Than the other.
Yeah. Second, or Predator definitely, I think, has more blood in general. I mean,
That's true.
There's a guy that accidentally cuts himself for no reason, and there's like obscene, like he hits himself with a razor, and there's like just obscene amount of blood that happens that no razor cut could ever generate.
Yeah.
Predator just feels like this quintessential, like, super hyper masculine movie where it's just like,
It was like
time to bleed, and my razor creates so much blood because men like blood. Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
it's just, But no, it's a good movie though. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I still very much enjoy that movie. I just think it's funny just how hyper masculine it is. But there's a whole episode. I don't know if you guys watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but there's this whole episode where this one character who later eventually turns out to be gay, but like he's kind of struggling with it throughout the whole show. But like he continuously watches that movie over and over again because there's a lot of shirtless body-built men in it. Anyway, yeah, but it's like, and he keeps talking about how it's like a very masculine movie. But anyway, I'm kind of going off on a rabbit.
Well, that's the joke of that's the joke of majority of the action movies.
Yes,
is that they're all shirtless. Like they don't do that anymore, practically because of that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. I feel like it ended around the mid 90s to 2000s.
I don't see too many.
Not late 90s to early 2000s. I know how my things work.
What was the last action movies that I don't know?
The last action movie
that came out
was
recently.
probably
Actually, this one I did want. Well, we're getting off topic here, but there is one that I do want to see. But anyway,
so Jax, do you have any other favorites?
yeah.
Well, since I already tossed out quite a few titles, what about you guys?
fair.
Top two's
There was one that I wanted to toss out that I feel like is underappreciated.
I think I know what it is.
Last Action Hero.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ones that Richard showed me.
Oh really?
Yes.
Well, so
Did we see the whole
the
thing?
basic premise?
I think so.
The basic premise for those who don't know is that it's sort of like
gonna give
it's
you a
sort of
few
like
anchors.
a meta film, I guess you could say. Basically, it's like there is a kid named Danny, and he loves Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, and he always sneaks out of school to go see them. And he particularly loves this one fake franchise from Arnold Schwarzenegger called Jack Slater. And basically, Jack Slater is a cop movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is a cop and he runs around Los Angeles and does crazy action movie stuff. And well, at one point, he sneaks into a movie because he gets to see the newest Jack Slater movie early because he's friends with this guy who works at a movie theater. Anyway, the guy at the movie theater just happens to have a magical ticket. And he gives the magic ticket to Danny, and then suddenly the magic ticket like allows him to go inside the movie, and he gets to meet Jack Slater. And then it kind of goes anyway. It goes off on these crazy adventures, and then eventually it goes back into the real world. But like, it's sort of a movie that makes fun of action movies while at the same time very much being one. And it kind of makes fun of all Arnold Schwarzenegger movies while the very much being one at the same time. Like so there's all these weird things where it's like it's one of those movies, but it's also making fun of those movies. So it's like a comedy and it's an action movie, but people hated it. That's the thing.
There's a lot. Well, that's because they, people hate things because they can.
Sure.
But I don't think if people got the subtext to it, which was that it was the end of an era kind of thing, but it wasn't the era. Like, it's really hard to say because I don't think it's an opinion of who's watching it, because to me it was more of a end of an era of those types of action movies, even though we had a few more after
there was
that
definitely a few more in the 90s, but I definitely agree though. It's like but
that was pretty much like the end.
I would like to say it's bad marketing.
Probably,
that's my only guess, is that maybe it was just not marketed properly.
People just didn't understand. I think they understand now, but the whole point of the movie was that the difference between the action hero and the real life, and after that genre of Arnold movies and various other action movies from various other action heroes until Expendables, there really wasn't a lot of totally exaggerated scenes of greatness where obviously that guy would die kind of thing. And now everything's realistic, and then now everybody's complaining because it's not realistic enough. And everybody focuses on the realism.
Yeah. But
anyway, the way I see Last Action Hero is that it kind of felt more like, I'm trying to think of the song, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about, because one of the lines in the song is it killed the...
Is it video killed the radio star?
Thank you.
By the presidents of the United States?
Yes, thank you.
All I need to know is the words "it killed."
Mm-hmm.
Apparently,
and it just feels like that. Well, for me, it was literally just the last action.
Yeah,
I tell you,
there's a lot of different.
I'm sorry if I stole.
No, it's okay. I mean, there's a lot of different. I think you're hitting the nail on the head though. It's like there's a lot of different tone shifts and like a lot of, and I get why some people don't like that, but I mean, I thought that was appropriate considering what was happening in the movie. And like, I don't know, I think some of Arnold's greatest lines of all time are in that movie. Like there's a part near the beginning where he walks up to a guy and he says, "Do you want to be a farmer? Here's a couple of acres," and he kicks him, and the guy literally just goes flying because it's an action movie, and of course he does. It's just like,
yeah,
it's just very silly like that. Or another line where he walks up to the villain's house, and he says, "May I speak to the drug dealer of the house?" And his assistant's like, "I'm sorry?" And he says, "It's a beautiful day, and we're out killing drug dealers. Are there any in the house?" I don't know. It's just a great little movie. It's just wonderful.
I mean, it is. another, like, I got on a sidetrack here to want to say that just say a bunch of times.
Yes, of course.
No, there are obviously more theories, but I feel like it was probably more like, kind of how when they moved from black to white to color, and then they moved from no sound to sound. Well, actually, no sound to sound, and then black and white to color.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was around a time where they stopped using a certain type of film.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about this. Like, things were starting to become more digital, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it was the end of the mom and pop movie movies. And it was the start of the corporate movie.
I'm also
Reasonable.
reading on their Wikipedia page a lot of interesting ideas about all this. Apparently, the test preview was bad, and then word of mouth from that test preview kind of ruined the movie. Apparently, it was opening around a whole bunch of movies that were way more successful, like Jurassic Park and Sleepless in Seattle. So I think it just was released at the wrong time, essentially.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I think so. If nobody can tell, my film snobness is showing.
Yes, it is.
Try to put it back in my pants.
Yep,
but it keeps,
for about the past 7 minutes.
It keeps popping out and be like, "Hey guys, want to listen to
things
me mansplain?"
Things often do pop out of Richard's pants. I mean, this is pretty normal. But
Yes. Do you have any other favorites there, John?
as far as besides what's already been talked about, because I mean, obviously we all know how great Predator is. We all know how great the Terminator movies. I will leave the other Terminator movies just for somebody else to talk about. But I will say, Commando is definitely is one of those that's up there. Kind of for the same reason. I like Schwarzenegger
I said
because
I would kill you.
like
I said I was kill you last. And
yeah.
I lied.
All the one. I mean, Arnold is like famous for one-liners. If anything, you might even say he pioneered the action hero one-liner bit. Well, I don't know. Maybe, I could be totally wrong on that, but he certainly popularized it, and he certainly became one of his calling cards. I mean, obviously, like "I'll be back" and "Hasta la vista," but Commando.
Yeah, when you think one-liners,
Commando is filled with those. And the movie itself is very just basic and dumb. I mean, it's basically Arnold Schwarzenegger has a daughter, but bad guys took his daughter. And so now he has to get his daughter back. That's the movie. But the thing is, he's a commando. And so he has all these, techniques and martial arts, and he's a...
Does he have a very specific set of skills, would you say?
Essentially, yes.
Are you saying this reminds you of a movie that was recently made? It was...
Which movie? Oh, man.
Given, I think it was called. Given? Is that right?
I think it was called... Removed.
Stolen?
Stolen.
Of course.
That's the one. Stolen.
Oh man. And also the villain of the movie is named Matrix. I mean, because of course, yeah, exactly. Actually, no. I got that completely wrong. Schwarzenegger is Matrix. Colonel John Matrix, because that's a normal name. But I mean, yeah. So it's just. Completely stupid movie, completely over the top stupid. There's such wonderful lines as "I eat green berets for breakfast, and right now I'm very hungry," as he punches a green beret. He also says he picks up a guy by his foot, and that one requires some setup. There's somebody. Well, I guess I'll just use the line. "I like you, silly. That's why I'm going to kill you last." And he ends up killing him first. Because he lied. Anyway, it was just...
No, he killed him second.
Oh, did he kill him second? Oh, man. Well, he certainly didn't kill him last.
He killed the other guy in the airplane.
Certainly didn't kill him last, at least. But
yeah, because what he said is like, "Sully, remember when I said I'd kill you last?" Yeah, you did. I lied.
But I mean, that one's just a great turn off your brain, and just just throw yourself into a Schwarzenegger movie.
Senseless violence.
which is just fantastic. It has a 71 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Throw yourself in his muscular
The
arms.
website's critical. I'm sorry, that just cracked me. The Rotten Tomatoes consensus says the ultimate 80s Schwarzenegger movie, replete with a thread-layered plot, outsized action, and endless one-liner. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's what I watch Schwarzenegger movies for. Is for that. I want to watch him do stupid, crazy action and say one-liners and be silly. And that's Commando, and that's especially Last Action Hero. So those are my two for sure. So. Yes.
Those are good ones. I like those ones. I like all the ones you guys said.
All right. So at this point, I would like to surprise you guys with a little improvisation challenge that I've been thinking of for a while.
Okay.
Challenge!
So no podcast is complete without an ad read. Because you got to make money somehow. Yes. The thing is we're not sponsored by anybody. So then, Jax, can you think of a product or a service that we would be brought to you today by?
Brought to you by Brussels sprouts.
Ooh, Brussels sprouts. Very nice. Sprouts. All right, John. Can you give us a description of the product or service provided by Brussels sprouts or of Brussels sprouts?
Thanks to Brussels sprouts, you too can eat things that look like tiny cabbages. Simply pop them inside of your air fryer and spray them with a little bit of Slap Ya Mama Cajun spice, and you too can shake up dinner time with those little balls of, let's see what vitamins they have. Brussels sprouts.
If you want the right vitamins, you want the balls.
You want the balls.
Of Brussels sprouts.
Honestly, though.
Vitamin A, I'm assuming.
Potassium.
Oh, I thought it was vitamin D.
Well, there's quite a bit of potassium in there. Yes, there is. 124% of your daily value of vitamin C. Get yourself some of that potassium and that vitamin C. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but anyway, you can really enjoy those Brussels. They're called Brussels sprouts, apparently, according to the internet.
Oh, like the sprouts
of
Brussels?
Sprouts of Brussels. So pop them in your mouth and and suck them.
Oh. There you go. Richard, can you tell our fine patrons where they can find Brussels sprouts and how they can order them online using this simple method?
Well, I'll tell you, JT. First of all, what you do for Brussels sprouts is you go on this channel of web pages called Lamazon. Yes, Lamazon is, well, like that other company, except not. You can buy Brussels sprouts and more. You can buy other sprouts that are also Brusseled and bananas. Yeah!
You can also buy a lamb.
$5.99. But wait, there's more.
Oh, God.
You can also buy these nuts. They're salted nuts.
Why?
For every second Brussels sprout you buy, you get these nuts.
I was gonna make a Lamazon joke that says Lamazon has all the bargains because lamb. Anyway.
If I put up a little logo, that's what it's going to be.
Okay. All right.
Toboggan.
What,
anyway,
what would it be after that?
The reminder that the people can use the code Bad Breakfast Club at Lamazon.com to order their 50 case of single serve wrapped ultra mega sized Brussels sprouts for only 5% off of the retail price.
Excellent.
And you also get these nuts with the purchase.
You can't.
Yeah. Don't forget to use the Bad Breakfast Club code in the checkout lane so that you can get these nuts.
With your Brussels sprouts.
Yes. All right. So Richard, we've heard from two people so far what their favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies are. What about you?
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you, JT. I have like a million of them.
Yeah. So many good ones.
But the first one that comes to mind probably would be all of them. No.
I'm kind of with you there, honestly.
What was the... Okay, so the first one I actually ever watched was probably either Conan the Barbarian.
Okay, yeah.
The second one, not the first one. I don't know if they had two different names or not, but
They do. I think the second one is Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah, okay, so Conan the Destroyer is the one I watched.
I don't know. I'm still tickled by, the first one that comes to mind is all of them. That just really got me. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
Damn it, John, pull it together. Give John a minute.
I'm fine. Go on. Continue.
Am I allowed to have a tie? Because I kind of have a tie.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for a tie.
The first one of the tie is Eraser, and I'm hoping everybody's watched Eraser. If they haven't, then I'll just judge them.
It's been a while, but I've seen it. It apparently inspired the railgun.
I've showed you the movie.
Did you?
You were in the room when I was watching it and showing you the movie.
I don't recall this.
Specifically, a specific style of railgun for sure.
And that railgun was since put into, around that era, Quake 2 and Shadow Warrior, the original Shadow Warrior, among probably other games. But anyway, yes, railguns. Anyway.
I'm surprised you didn't, hold on, I'll say that later. But, God. Oh, man. It's a tie probably for Eraser, True Lies, Total Recall, and
True Lies.
Running Man.
Running Man
is probably my favorite.
That one's good.
But I grew up with Conan the Destroyer, Red Sonja, both of those. I guess because I could watch them anytime because they were always on midnight TV or something at the time.
Yeah.
When they had that kind of thing.
I forgot about True Lies. I should have thrown that on there too, but that's I'm glad it was mentioned.
Yes, True Lies is I showed you that.
It's in that same.
I've seen True Lies as a kid.
It's in that same category too of like it's kind of a silly movie. Like it's kind of Arnold being silly in some ways.
What do you mean it's silly?
I mean like
there's
a part where Arnold
was a
throws
serious spy movie.
It had a serious premise of Arnold Schwarzenegger going into a place with a suit, acting like he's a spy, and clearly, well, no, he's not acting as a spy. What was he acting like? I mean, like a guy that works out that much.
He was acting like he was like an art collector.
It's like, yeah, I'm an art collector.
I'm an art collector.
I binge my art and I make my muscles.
He literally throws Tom Arnold against a car and he says, "Stop cheering me up."
And he breaks the window.
And then he breaks the window and he goes, "Give me the goddamn page." And anyways, it's a good movie.
But it has one of the best lines in it. Each one of those movies has one of his best lines. Like with I'm not going to be able to remember Conan, the Destroyer, but I do remember the other ones though. Like an Eraser was they had to catch a train. I feel like that's a spoiler, so I have to be careful. No, here you go. He's talking to an alligator after he shoots it. And he goes, "Now your luggage."
Your luggage.
And then True Lies is "You're fired."
That's like the best line, yeah.
Total Recall has like a million of them.
Oh, yeah.
But the one that comes to mind, though, is Conan, you have to give these people No, actually, it really isn't it. But
give these people air.
See you at the party.
No, he's talking to. Oh man, it's on the elevator, and the villain falls, and he goes, see you at the party, right?
Yeah.
I'll see you at the party, Victor.
Yeah. See you at the party,
Yeah.
Victor.
I don't know if he throws him off. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
I can't remember now. I need to rewatch that one.
Shoot, Running Man. Like I said, that one's just a gem. It's a hidden gem
It really is.
of a good.
Yeah.
That one you unfortunately did show me.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Oh, you didn't like it? It's very
in
dumb.
order to get the random woman that has nothing involved in the plot of the action hero to get involved, he has to say please while lifting her up. What machine is that she was working
I don't
on?
even remember.
Like it goes, what if I say please?
It's a good one, though.
Okay, so you didn't like Running Man? I understand why. But.
Well, I think part of the problem was at the time I wasn't really in the mood for a cheesy action movie.
You do have to be in the right headspace, for sure, yes.
But the best line from there is probably when he told the dude that he's off the air. Was probably
Oh, yeah.
just usually the last line of the movie for Arnold is his best one, like in Commando. It's let off some steam. Go.
Let off some steam.
What is that guy's name? I can't remember.
Bennett.
But,
It's Bennett. That's what it is.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
Yeah. That's Commando. There's so many good quotes in there.
But the funny thing about Running Man is, if I remember correctly, that actually was a Stephen King book before the movie, but it wasn't under his real, Stephen King. It was under one of his aliases.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Look that up to see if I'm correct, but I remember seeing that and someone.
I'm sure an audience member will tell us.
Yeah, and but
knowing the internet.
The idea of Running Man originally was to kind of show where America was going. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
3 very solid. I mean, if you don't count all of them.
Yeah. All right, so Richard took all of my
He
favorites,
said all of them.
and my backup favorites.
Which ones? Okay. Which one did I not say what I liked about it? Pick one of the ones that I didn't. I don't think I got over.
Okay, let's see here. You did Conan. You did Running Man. You did Spaceman, Space Schwarzenegger on Mars.
Total Recall.
Total Recall, yes.
AKA Space Schwarzenegger on Mars. See, that's oh man.
Total Recall actually was supposed to does have an obscure ending. Because when he realizes that what if this really is him in the machine and it goes blank, I think the director even said that actually is him. It was supposed to be kind of like you pick, but I think he saw it as him coming out of the simulation.
So the director kind of decided for us, kind of deal.
I think he said for himself. I think he was saying.
I got you.
I don't remember the actual quote, so don't quote me on that.
By the way, Richard, you are 100% correct.
Like
Running Man is very loosely based on a Stephen King novel of the same name. Also, fun fact, apparently they're trying to remake it as of...
they're trying to remake everything.
Of 2020.
Yeah.
So there you have it. But that's a whole other topic.
They did. They already remade it. It's called The Purge.
But that's actually...
Have you guys seen the TV show? Sorry, that's a topic for another time. But...
Go on, JJ.
Have you? Okay, so we've gone over a lot of favorites here, and I'll just say right quick that my favorites would have been Running Man and Space Schwarzenegger on Mars,
which is still a great name.
But what we need to do as maybe a finale for this episode, I feel. And maybe somebody else can host and come up with ideas for the.
Please call this episode "Space Schwarzenegger on Mars."
I'm surprised, Jacqueline. What you didn't use the best Schwarzenegger movie to troll us with.
Oh,
that would be Batman and Robin.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Freeze!
That
I'll
movie.
send you to the cooler.
That movie.
Nice to meet you.
That movie is so. I tried to watch it just knowing how bad it was, and like I can sometimes watch bad movies knowing they're bad. I cannot sit down and watch that movie. I tried. I just can't.
I couldn't for a while until we had a Batman marathon, and then I went in it as a Adam West Batman movie.
Yeah.
Except better because they have a Bat credit card.
They do. and instead of hating it, I actually after my Batman marathon, and then I watched it on the big screen with a friend of mine because they actually had they showed all of the Batman movies on
Like back to back?
big screen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Batman and Robin. I just remember Batman and Robin having an awesome soundtrack. I loved the soundtrack.
Oh, sure. Soundtrack's good. I just get to the scene where suddenly the thugs have ice skates on, and you lose me at that point. And I think that's literally where I just shut off the movie. Just like,
And he's all like, "Stop global warming. Begin global
cooling.
cooling."
But just like, and then Batman and Robin look at each other and they like tap their toes together, and like they suddenly have bat skates. It's just, it actually gives me a headache. It's just so ridiculous. Anyway,
some runner-ups I think would probably be Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
I liked the Sixth Day. I did like it.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was good. It just was not what I thought it was going to be. But because around the time the Sixth Day and Collateral Damage, I think it was around the time Arnold was less the action hero, and more of a becoming
Senior citizen.
Well, no, but yes. And then Expendables happened,
Right.
and that was great.
well, it was around 2005 or so that he became governor, so that's when he took a break from acting anyway, and he came back for the Expendables. Oh, fun fact, by the way, on Sixth Day, that is Terry Crews' first movie. So
Really?
apparently. So according to
that's cool.
Wikipedia, who knows? But I mean,
That's cool.
That's great. I love Terry Crews. I kind of wish Terry Crews had taken the mantle after that, because Terry Crews is, well, he's awesome.
He's awesome in his own way,
I mean, he's just Terry Crews.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like when The Rock did The Rundown. I mean, yeah.
That was a good movie.
I say that was probably the last action movie, was The Rundown.
This has some great comedy in it too.
Well, yeah, it's what I mean, because I mean, I feel like the cheesy action hero, the things it needs, action movie needs the comedy, the random person that has nothing to do with the story, either stupid, funny sidekick, or woman who is probably going to be a love interest or not, but is there only to be pretty, and go fun. Now, I'm glad they don't do that, because I don't think they should. Like True Lies was amazing because Jamie Lee Curtis is Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, for me. You didn't like Jamie Lee Curtis?
All right, so a great way I think to wrap this up, since we are now at the 49-minute mark, would be to come up with a brand new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that had never been seen before.
Oh boy.
So first we're going to need to come up with a plot.
Well, first, the plot is Schwarzenegger on space the second time.
Okay, so
Not in
Space
space,
Schwarzenegger
on
2.
space.
On space, sorry.
Yeah,
on space.
not Schwarzenegger on ice, Schwarzenegger on space. Anyway,
Gotcha.
This time it's personal.
All right, so Schwarzenegger on space. What does he do while he's on space, John?
he is a mild-mannered oxygen cleaner. He cleans the air.
What happens, Until what happens, Jax?
What air? No, sorry. Moving on. But that's a perfect example.
Oh god. Until the evil terrorist person named Bob
Of course. It's gotta be Bob.
hacked into the air filtration system.
Did he hack by just using his fingers?
He spent all that time
Obviously,
cleaning.
this is a bad action movie.
Also, can I just quickly aside and say that I think it's funny that JT said, "What do you think, Jax?" And then Richard immediately answered.
I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
He thinks he can speak for me.
Well, I'm not
Just
speaking
because
for you.
I'm quiet.
I'm speaking for me, but I'm being an ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, that point was not contested.
Oh, well, I know that. I'm just saying it so people will know. But go on.
Yes, go on. Sorry.
Okay, so the evil terrorist Bob is hacking into the air filtration system in order to enact his devious plan of taking over the space station.
Okay.
I like that. That's good. Now, Richard, what's our rising action? What is Schwarzenegger's call to duty while the evil terrorist Bob is has hacked into the air system that he has so meticulously cleaned?
Well, see, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the mild-mannered wind cleaner. Wait, no, air cleaner.
Yeah.
We find out more about his past, and that he was secretly Bob's brother, and that he has to stop his brother before he
I can't kill him. He's my brother.
the galaxy. Arnold Schwarzenegger's gonna save the galaxy.
Oh, God. Now there's a theme
Also,
song.
is Bob played by Danny DeVito?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Okay,
Clearly
making
gonna
sure.
be Danny DeVito. That's
That makes
I
sense.
feel like that's a requirement.
he's gonna have a top hat, and it's gonna be directed by Tim Burton for no reason.
All right. So he's wearing a top hat because Danny DeVito wears top hats in every single Tim Burton thing he's in.
It's true.
I
Yes.
got you.
And, you know,
Batman, Big
Dumbo.
Fish,
Okay.
Dumbo.
But the story, he finds out his brother is doing this, and then he has to go find out what's going on, and he does that by killing everybody in his way.
John, what is the climax when he finally meets Bob, who's just getting ready to unleash this terrible evil upon the people whose air filtration system he has just hacked?
Well, I'll tell you, JT, and I've been thinking about this a long time because as we previously discussed, every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie needs a one-liner, right?
Oh,
And
gosh.
so
Now is the time.
And so Arnold pulls out his gun, and he looks like he's aiming in the direction of Bob, but he says, "Hey, Bob, open the window." And then he turns and points at the window and fires at it, which creates a vacuum that sucks Bob.
Because he's on space.
Yeah, because he's in space, and so it sucks Bob
On space.
He sucks Bob out of the space station he's been scrubbing the air in, and then that Bob ruined the air in. So he's like, "Well, then let's open a window so we get some fresh air." And he shoots the window, and Bob flies out the window into space. And because he's an expert oxygen scrubber, I guess he knows how to fix the window so he doesn't get sucked out himself. Plus, he's the star.
And they repeat.
So
Yeah.
It's because he's
And they
Arnold.
repeat some frames from Total Recall where he's
yeah,
all like,
yeah.
I mean, there would be a system where the thing comes down, right? So, like, a thing slides down, and Arnold's safe after that. Like, but
but no, he has to do it manually.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so
He has to
there's
use
like
his
a
muscles.
tense scene where he has to like grip onto the wall and like he's reaching for the button that's on the other wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
It like pans out and he can't reach. He's like 6 feet away, and then he zooms back in on the button and he slaps the button. All right, Jax. Every great action movie needs a twist to make sure that there's a sequel. What's the twist at the end?
That's a good one.
Or the cliffhanger. There we are.
Yes,
What's the cliffhanger?
Yes. That's good.
Well, there's a shot of the evil terrorist Bob floating through space, but he somehow comes across a deserted escape pod that he climbs into, and he says, "I'll get you next time, Arnold."
And you're gonna die too.
I like how his character's
Arnold.
name is just Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean, it's Arnold. It's Space Schwarzenegger too, right? So I mean, he's what was it?
It was Space Arnold Schwarzenegger for Total
Space
Recall.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Right.
Space Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah.
too. This time it's personal.
All right, so what is that the name? No. We need to come up all together with. We need to agree upon a title for this movie.
Hot air.
Yeah, I was gonna say something
God.
like Dead Air or Air Conditioning. Oh man,
Here we are.
Airstream.
Either one of those are great. Was that
I said hot air or airstream. What about you, hon? What do you
Airstream? Hard vacuum.
hard vacuum.
Ooh.
The vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum cleaner. Because he cleans the air.
I got one.
Okay.
Infiltrate.
Oh.
I think
No,
we
that's it. That's the one.
In
Yes,
dash filtrate.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's
yes. And he's like holding a gun up like a spy, except it's actually like a hand vacuum. Oh man, that's perfect.
All right, you guys can see Infiltrate coming this next summer, 2022.
Yes.
2022? That's coming
Or
up.
21,
Yes,
I
that's
guess.
the future.
Yes.
The
We need
future
some time
is
to
now.
shoot this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we need some time to make
Right.
it. Yeah, we need to get a hold of Arnold Schwarzenegger
Coming
and
this
tell him
Christmas.
about his role as Arnold Schwarzenegger on space. And then Danny DeVito, we need to get him out of whatever funk he's in. And then we
He's
need
not
to
in
make
a
this
funk.
movie. So it's going to be at least a year, guys. You can find find us on find the project on Kickstarter. I'm sure. Don't do that. I'm
Why
kidding.
is it when I
Don't
saw
donate to
him-
that.
When Jacqueline said Danny DeVito was in space just floating, I thought of Rumham.
Oh.
Please, somebody tell me they know that. Like, I mean, do you know Rumham?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I know
Sunny?
Rumham. Oh yeah.
Wait,
Always
yeah, I
Sunny.
remember now.
Rumham! Stop.
And I don't know if that's even possible to soak ham in so much booze that it'll actually get you drunk when you eat it. But that's the magic of television. So
I think that was the joke. But,
exactly. I mean,
Danny DeVito is Danny DeVito.
All right, so I think this is a good place to call
Yeah.
it, guys. What do you all
I
think?
think so.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thanks.
since you came up with...
Oh, I was just gonna say thanks for listening, everybody. That's I mean, just
Yeah.
thanks for listening to our podcast.
Richard, you did the intro. Would you also like to grace us, to pleasure our ear holes with your outro?
I would love to, but I was going to ask if Jacqueline wanted to do it. Do you want to do it to bring balance to the craziness that is my voice through the ear holes?
Nah. Let's have you embarrass yourself again.
Ew! Well, that would involve me to have pride to begin with. I don't have pride, so therefore I don't care. Anyway.
That's it. That's the outro. No, go ahead.
All right, everybody. Goodbye. See you later. And don't touch that dial because... Wait, no. Touch the dial, but the dial is the like button. Ha ha! Yeah! Boy!
Ooh.
So, this is me, Rishad, saying good night, good luck, and get happy.
Why don't you dial it back a notch?
Ooh.